2.73 multiplied by the depreciation coefficient, carry the variable. Yes, yes, that's consistent with the pattern. Right. Recording. Time is 2:47 p.m., Tuesday, October 28th, 2025. I'm Dr. Eugene Spergstein, not a medical doctor, a PhD in computational neurology, 17 years in academia before I left. Tenure dispute, politics, not relevant. What is relevant is that I've identified a pattern, a systemic pattern of corporate exploitation in the video game industry that no one has properly quantified. They call games good or bad. Metacritic scores, IGN ratings, worthless, subjective garbage, feelings masquerading as analysis. I don't do feelings, I do data. I'm coining a term today, October 28th, 2025, 2:48 p.m. Slopware. Slopware. Software designed to extract maximum profit through minimum effort. A mathematical relationship between production cost, asking price, and delivered value. It's not about graphics being pretty or stories being emotional. It's about whether the numbers add up, whether you're being screwed. And you are being screwed frequently by companies who know you'll bend over and take it because you've been conditioned to consume franchise products like livestock eating feed. I've developed a 130-point analytical framework, 5 categories, objective metrics, no opinions, no I felt that, just mathematics, just patterns, just truth. And today I'm applying it to Pokémon Legends ZA. Released February 2025. Nintendo Switch and Switch 2, developed by Game Freak, published by Nintendo. Retail price $69.99. I've logged 36 hours of gameplay, 36 hours documented across 247 pages of notes. Every frame rate drop, every reused asset, every missing feature. Cataloged, categorized, quantified, development budget, approximately 13 million USD. Industry standard for AAA titles, 150 to 300 million. This game costs less than 4% of a typical AAA budget. But they're charging the same bloody price. That's not market strategy. That's not profit margins. That's contempt. Mathematical, quantifiable contempt for the consumer. The Slopware Analysis Framework uses direct scoring. Higher numbers reflect higher quality, effort, and value in a game. The closer a title gets to a perfect score, the less slopware-like it is, and the more likely it's actually worth your time and money. This is important. Pay attention. I won't repeat it. Classification threshold is this. Any game scoring 35 points or below out of 100 is classified as slopware. Between 35 and 60, borderline slopware. Above 65, not slopware, high quality relative to production costs. Pokémon Legends ZA scored 32 out of 100 points. 32. 3 points below the slopware threshold. This is slopware. Category 1 is quality. Maximum of 35 points available. Graphics and visuals. 1 out of 7. These are PlayStation 2 era graphics. And I'm not exaggerating for effect. Flat textures, lifeless environments, copy-pasted urban assets. Lumio City is essentially a maze geometric prison with the visual fidelity of a game from 2002. The art direction is lazy, uninspired, beneath a franchise that generates more revenue than most countries' GDP, 1 out of 7. Audio and sound design, 2 out of 7. Listen to that. Silence in a story-driven game. In 2025, the Pokemon cries are adequate, battle effects are functional, the soundtrack is competent but derivative, but there is no voice acting. 0. In a $70 narrative-heavy game with anime-inspired cutscenes. Even Zelda has voice acting now. Even indie games made by 3 people in a basement have voice acting. But a Pokemon franchise worth over $100 billion couldn't be bothered. 2 out of 7. Jarring, archaic, unacceptable. Performance and technical issues scores 3 out of 5. On Switch 2, it runs at 60 FPS. Stable, improved textures. On original Switch, it runs at 30 FPS. Lower resolution, reduced particle effects, a noticeable downgrade. But even on Switch 2, technical flaws persist. Clipping animations, NPCs with exactly three looped walking animations. Forced entry animations that cause in-battle damage. The game's own systems punish you for existing within them. 3 out of 5. Gameplay mechanics, 4 out of 6. The real-time battle system is genuinely innovative. Dodging, countering, spatial positioning, mega evolution chains. This is good design. The combat is responsive. The mechanical depth is substantial. The skill ceiling is appropriately high. But outside of Pokemon battles, the exploration mechanics feel undercooked. Repetitive platforming, limited traversal options, underdeveloped stealth systems. You're confined to one city with minimal interiors. They had one excellent idea and surrounded it with half-finished systems. 4 out of 6. The story has a movie-like plot. You arrive in Lumio City, join Team MZ, compete in the ZA Royale tournament, investigate rogue Pokemon undergoing uncontrolled mega evolution, urban redevelopment themes, wild zones, human-Pokemon coexistence debates. But the theme is underdeveloped. The cast is flat, uninteresting, unlikable. The cutscenes are unskippable and tedious. The story is essentially a prolonged tutorial, and most unforgivable, the lack of voice acting obliterates any emotional impact. What could have been epic moments in the final act become hollow. Silent disappointment. 0 out of 5. The story is structurally ambitious, but executionally incompetent. Total quality score, 10 out of 35 points. Our second category is value. There are a maximum of 28 points available here, beginning with a price point and production cost for which this score is 0 out of 10. 0! Perfect score for Slopware. The development budget was approximately $13 million. The retail price, $69.99. This is a $25 to $30 GameCube-era game being sold for $70. Based on the game's estimated budget, the number of units needed to break even are approximately 200,000. Expected lifetime sales for the game are 15 to 20 million units, giving us a projected revenue of over $1 billion. That's a profit margin exceeding 1,500%. This isn't business strategy. This is predation. This is understanding that brand loyalty has replaced rational consumer behavior and exploiting that psychological dependency for maximum capital extraction. The main story takes approximately 24 hours to complete. With the post-game content, you're looking at around 50, 60 hours for completion. There are over 100 side missions. Mindless, repetitive side missions, but they exist. The volume of content is generous. The quality is questionable, but the quantity is there. It scores a 5 out of 9 for game length. The game features real-time battles, mega evolution mechanics, local and online multiplayer, as well as trading systems. But customization is minimal. The single city setting limits variety. The few interiors that exist are sparse and unremarkable. The feature set is incomplete. 5 out of 9. Pokémon Legends ZA scores a total of 10 out of 28 points for value. Category 3 is business strategy. Maximum of 5 points. Pokémon Legends ZA scores 0 points. Because of their monetization strategies, the game scores 0 out of 5. 0. The perfect Slopware score. There is day 1 DLC available to purchase for $29.99. And this is the part that should be illegal. Mandatory $9.99 paid upgrade to access 60 FPS and 4K resolution on the Switch 2. You pay $10 more to unlock performance features that the hardware is natively capable of providing. That's not DLC. That's not even a microtransaction. That's extortion. That's ransomware with a Pokemon logo. This is the digital equivalent of a car manufacturer selling you a vehicle, then charging an additional fee to unlock the transmission's highest gear. 0 out of 5. Predatory, exploitative, unconscionable. Category 4 is design and innovation, maximum 17 points. Pokemon Legends Set A scores 12 points. Genre and setting scores 1 out of 5. One city. Lumio City. That's the entire game. Most buildings not interactive, minimal interiors, visually repetitive, environmental variety essentially 0. I mapped the interactive surface area. 35% of visible environment is mechanically functional. 66% is decorative geometry. For comparison, Breath of the Wild has a 91% interactive surface area. This is a dead world, a facade, a maze of copy-pasted assets with no depth, no interaction, no immersion. 1 out of 5. One of the least dynamic settings in recent Pokémon history. Next category is gameplay pillars, which scores 6 out of 7. The real-time combat system revolutionizes core gameplay. Cooldown-based moves replacing the old PowerPoint system. There are area of effect attacks, trainer control, dodging, and spatial positioning mechanics. This integrates systems from Pokémon Unite and Xenoblade Chronicles. The Mega Evolution system is reworked with multiple Mega Evolutions per battle, plus moves and strategic depth. This is systems design done correctly. While built on existing ideas, the execution is transformative. 6 out of 7.
For unique selling points, it scores 5 out of 5.
The combat innovation alone justifies this. Real-time trainer involvement in battles, spatial mega evolution mechanics, rogue mega raid structure, the ability to dodge attacks as the trainer, position Pokemon spatially, chain mega evolutions. Genuinely unique. No other Pokemon game has this. 5 out of 5, perfect score. This is the best aspect of the game. Total design and innovation score is therefore 12 out of 17 points. Category 5 is budget and production costs. Maximum 15 points. Pokémon Legends ZA scores 0 points. 0 out of 15, perfect Slopware score. Let's break this down. Beginning with the relative budget, Pokémon Legends ZA scores 0 out of 5. It has a $13 million budget, less than 5% of typical AAA budget. Extremely low for a $70 game, 0 points. For cost-effective development, also 0 out of 5. It has heavily reused assets, ultra-simplified building models, non-interactive environments, minimal NPC animation, a single city setting, no voice acting, a reliance on aging engine technology, deliberate cost-cutting, aggressive resource minimization, 0 points. And for budget disparity, it also scores 0 out of 5. A $13 million budget, a $70 price point. This is extreme cost-to-price disparity. The game would only need 200,000 sales to break even, and it is expected to generate over $1 billion in revenue. This is a severe underfunded development process with a stark disconnect between production investment and consumer price. 0 points. Total budget and production cost score is therefore 0 out of 15 points. Perfect Slopware characteristics. This category alone defines what Slopware is. Here are the final scores. Quality score is 10 out of 35. Value score is 10 out of 28. Business strategy score is 0 out of 5. Design and innovation scores 12 out of 17. Budget and production cost scores 0 out of 15. The total score is 32 out of 100 points. 3 points below the threshold. This is Slopware. Pokémon Legends ZA is a minimally viable product sold at maximum viable price. It is mass-produced, it is low cost, it lacks innovation in most areas, it offers poor value, it is Slopware. Should you buy this game at $70? No. Should you buy it at $35? No. Should you buy it at $20? Perhaps if you value the combat innovation specifically and can tolerate PS2-era graphics, no voice acting, a dead city, exploitative monetization, and aggressive cost-cutting in every other area, then maybe. Maybe at $20, the combat system alone provides sufficient value. But I wouldn't, because buying this game at any price rewards the exact behavior that defines Slopware. Pokémon Legends ZA, 32 out of 100. Slopware. This is what the Slopware Analysis Framework does. It provides objective, quantifiable truth. No brand loyalty, no nostalgia, no marketing manipulation, just data, just truth. Now kindly vacate the premises and don't forget to file your subscription on the way out.